Hey, what's up, my friends? Good morning, everybody. And the popular trees that I had made a video about, are now gone. At least the three that were in question of their structural stability. There was a lot of decay in them, and they had dieback, they had a poor structure, and the safest thing to do was to remove those specifically, especially the ones that were targeting the building and the fence and the entrance to a preschool. So, I love trees. I love all trees, and it's a hard decision when you're in charge of the trees, and making sure that you're not only in charge of the trees, you're in charge of the safety that those trees might compromise. So I'm gonna tag this along, not only as a safety video, but I was talking in a different video of a peppermint gum, the Eucalyptus nicolai. Let's see, what was I talking about in that video? The walls compartmentalization and the four walls that play a role in closing up a wound. So in this leftover stump, we can see the compartmentalization happening in these areas here. 1, 2, and I will tell you about the 4 walls. There's 4, and I always mess it up. So let's talk about it. Something happens in the tree that creates a wound, and the tree does not heal that wound. The wound is there forever, but the tree will compartmentalize it and try to contain it. Okay, so there's 4 walls that Dr. Alex Shigo talks about in his books, and this information has not been passed down from him to me, but through intermediaries who have studied with him, and may he rest in peace. Now he's gone from this physical world, but his teachings live on, and the 4 walls that get activated into a tree, the 4 walls of response and reaction, go like this. Okay, the first wall, I'm gonna use my index to point out here. Here's the wound. I really don't know how it happened, but it's a good example. It entered the wound, entered the trunk, and the wood starts to become weaker and weaker. It's a little soggy. There's a term to this type of action that the wood gets. It's not chalky, or anyway, it becomes soft and starts to rot, and you can just pull it out, very, very easily. So the first wall stops the decay from moving into the trunk, into the center of the trunk. Okay, the second wall contains the decay from moving up and down the trunk, up and down. The third wall contains it from moving radially, right, radially outwards. And then the fourth wall covers the wound, tries to enclose the wound. And this is a great example right here. We have the wound, the first wall. These are non-visible walls. Well, you can dye the wood with a special ink, a special dye, and it'll show up a little better. But these are hormones and chemical walls that get created within the wood, within the tree, and the physical wall that actually it's visible is the fourth wall, and it's the new wood, the new xylem being created around the wound. Okay, so there's 4 walls of containment. Again, the first wall contains it from moving into the center of the trunk. The second wall keeps it from moving up and down the trunk, up and down. The third wall keeps it from moving radially on the trunk, and the fourth wall, it's the new wood that closes up the wound. A lot of times the wound will be completely enclosed, so there will be no signs of it, and it's really hard to tell that there was a previous injury or previous damage to the tree at first sight. Now if you start looking close, and there's a series of tests that you could do, then you could determine the sound, the amount of sound wood that the tree has, and depending on species and the site and the targets, you could determine how much of a danger it is to, how much of a public menace it is, or how much or how little it is of a menace to society. So that determines your next move. So I hope that clears it up. I always mess it up, and this was a perfect example on those 4 walls, because that fourth wall is visible, and these were trees that were declining. They had decay, and I slept so much better this weekend knowing that these trees were not on the school grounds, continuously threatening our site. All right, y'all, take care. Have a great day. Let's hope we get some nice rain today, and this week we need some more rain. And so the leftover ones, these trees are still doing pretty good, and they're not targeting or building as much. There's still a little dead wood up in there. Good looking trees too. And alright, y'all, plant more trees. Peace.